Risk Management St. Vincent. I'll just give you another call about the message you had left at our corporate office. If you still need to talk about your misdiagnosis, give me a call at 205-838-6304. Thanks. Have a blessed day. Risk Management Ascension.
Hi, I'm trying to reach Risk Management at Ascension Hospital.
This is it?
Okay, can I have your name? Who am I speaking with?
This is TENSON.
TENSON, okay. Could you spell that?
TENSON. Can I ask who's calling?
Okay, you have a last name?
Calvert.
Okay. You guys don't have anybody in your office that use pseudonyms or false names, do you?
I'm not aware of any. How can I assist you?
Yes, sir. I received a voicemail about, it was in October 2021. I contacted, or tried to contact the CEO of Ascension Hospital, Mr. Joseph Impicciche, about some issues that I had. Are you aware of my situation?
I'm not.
All right, yeah, I need to speak to somebody, and I'm returning this call, basically.
When did he call you? It was from October 2021.
Yeah.
Help me out, sir.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to me to correct these issues either. The responsibility lies with Ascension for what happened to me.
Well, sir, I don't even know what you're even talking about, to be completely honest with you. You're going to have to give me some more information to go on. Okay, you said you filed a complaint in October 21?
Actually, I made Ascension and other medical practices affiliated with Ascension aware of my situation long before 2021. I'll give you a brief outline of what happened to me if you'd like to know.
Sure.
Between 2018 and 2019, I was an emergency department patient at Ascension St. Vincent's East Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama. I believe I had broken my neck. I had an x-ray, 2 CT scans, and later an MRI looked at by Ascension St. Vincent's doctors. Each time they told me I had no injuries in this area. I knew their diagnosis was an error as my condition worsened. The area became infected and infested with parasites by 2019 summer. I almost died. I obtained my medical records from your hospital along with the x-ray, CT, MRI imagery, and discovered the truth of my injury. I had broken bone in the underside of my skull in the area of the condylar, canal, and occipital condyle. How the doctors could have missed such a large and serious injury over multiple hospital visits is inexcusable. I believe some element of organized corruption may exist in your hospital. I have compiled over 10 hours video documentation on what happened to me. You can see it on my YouTube channel, and the name of the channel is My Medical Nightmare. I may have been a victim of patient dumping in the course of my seeking treatment, which is a violation of emtala, emtala. When I told medical staff associated at Ascension about my discovery, I was personally attacked. My psychological state was challenged. This is reflected in medical records I obtained later from these other medical staff. I could not obtain proper treatment or diagnosis for this injury because doctors and nurses would only entertain what the erroneous Ascension ER findings were. My mother was a nurse for 20 years, and she had the misfortune of working in an Ascension hospital. When I questioned my MRI findings involving St. Vincent's Ambulatory Healthcare Network LLC and Dr. Michael Brandt Ruff, a radiologist, in March 2019, she was terminated from her job at the Ascension Hospital at around the same time. So yeah, that's basically my issue, and I had some other questions too.
Okay. Would you mind mailing me your letter?
I could email you.
I'd like it in the mail if you can send it that way.
Well, I just told you what happened to me. You can write it down.
Well, I was making notes, but I'd like an official copy of it from you, if you don't mind.
Well, I can read it again. You can write it down as I read it. How about that?
Well, sir, that still wouldn't be an official copy from you.
Well, it'd be an official copy from you, because you can write it down just as well as I can say it.
Okay, well, sir, I'm trying to help you out and take
Yeah, I don't think you are. Yeah, I don't think you are trying to help me out, but I got some other questions.
Well, I'm not going to be able to answer your other questions.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, I mean, like I said, are you willing to take down the address and my name to send you the letter?
I'm willing to repeat what I read, and you can write it down, and I'll go real slow. How about that?
No, sir. I'm going to need you to submit your letter to us.
Okay.
Like I said.
I can send you an email.
Like I said, sir, I'd like you to send it to us in the mail.
Well, I won't do that. Sorry, but I'll repeat what I said. I had some other questions too.
Well, sir, like I said, I'm not going to be able to answer your questions today.
Well, why not? Well, why not?
Because I don't know what they are. They're going to take some investigating, I'm sure, to figure out what's going on with it.
Well, could you? You could.
I'm trying to understand why you won't send me the actual letter. I mean, I'm trying to help you out.
Well, I don't have to send you a letter. I can just tell you my issues over the phone, right?
Well, I mean, I've got a little bit of your issues here. You say that, we've misdiagnosed you. You end up getting an infection.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, you don't even have to talk to me to take care of my issue. You can look up my medical records, look at my images, look at the doctor's reports, and you can find out the problem. You don't even have to talk to me because it's very obvious. I almost died from this injury. I was misdiagnosed by your hospital and your doctors.
Okay.
And I got some other questions as well. You want me to ask them now, or you want to do a little bit of research on this and get in touch with me again?
No, you go and ask them.
Okay. Well, I called the CEO of Ascension Hospital, Joseph Impicciche. Why did he never call me back?
I'm not able to answer that question. I don't know.
Okay, I got some other questions. Is the office for Birmingham Radiological Group located in your hospital?
I do not know the answer to that either.
Okay, I got another question. When I originally called, the circumstances regarding my issue were confused by Ascension staff. Do you know why? When I called the CEO, by the time it got to you and you called me, the issue was confused. And the message you left, it was talking about my father's health care, and it was actually my health care that I was calling about. Do you know what happened with that? Because it's not very professional, because you didn't get the facts straight.
I'm not even aware of your previous complaint or anything. This is the first that I can recall hearing of any of this.
Okay, why does the Ascension Risk Management make calls to patients and customers and hide your caller ID information? When I got your first call, it showed up with no caller ID information.
I'm not sure, sir. That's just the way that it comes through.
Okay, do you allow Birmingham Radiological Group to share patient PHI, that's personal health information, with doctors not affiliated with Ascension? I had 3 Birmingham Radiological Group doctors that looked at X-ray, CT without contrast, and MRI, and I'm suspicious of this group because I had 3 doctors from this group. All told me I had no injuries, and I had a broken skull and complications from that head trauma, infection, possible parasite infestation.
That sounds like something we need to speak to Birmingham Radiological Group about. I'm not sure about that.
Do you know about that? Do you know about that group? Do you know? Do you work with them?
I've heard of their group. That's all I really know about them.
Because when you look it up on the internet, their office shows up as being in St. Vincent's East Ascension in Birmingham, Alabama. Is that true?
I do not know. I haven't tried to look them up. There's a lot of professional office buildings on this campus with a lot of doctor's offices.
Is your office located there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wow, that's interesting. All right, and anyway, to reiterate my issue, I had 4 MDs employed by St. Vincent's put their signature to an X-ray, 2 CT scans readings, 2 CT scans no contrast, a CT scan with contrast, and an MRI no contrast, and then they wrote on the reports that I had no injuries. In the X-ray with no contrast and 2 CTs with no contrast, broken bone in the basilar area of my skull is clearly visible. Okay, in the images with the contrast I had in August 19 and the MRI that I had later at of St. Vincent's Primary in Trussville, Alabama. You can see I have a massive infection. Possibly 3-inch long insects grew inside this wound in my head. I almost died from this injury. The x-ray from 2018, in the files, the DICOM metadata tags attached to each of the images, it shows that I had 10 pictures taken. Only 7 images showed up in my records, and I believe that those images may have shown more detail on the injury that I was told that I did not have, but subsequently I discovered that I had broken the underside of my skull, and the doctors did not correctly diagnose me. And I need to reiterate that. I need to have those scans looked at again and this injury acknowledged, and then the erroneous diagnosis, I need to have this reversed if it's possible.
Well, you can always file an amendment with your medical record to have that corrected. I mean, it's up to the physician's discretion whether they want to correct a medical record or not.
Okay, well, I'm calling the hospital. You guys employ them, so I'm letting you know.
So the hospital can't adjust a physician's medical record, okay? They sign that as an approved document from them, alright? So to get the official record changed, it has to go through the physician that created that document and read that result.
Okay, can you put me in touch with the physicians that worked for your hospital that misdiagnosed me?
I probably cannot. Number one, I do not even think that St. Vincent employs any radiologists.
Okay, so
It would be your radiological associate.
who misdiagnosed my radiology scans? Because I had the scans done. Well, I do. I know for a fact.
I haven't received anything in writing to any of this.
And you probably won't either. You don't have to. You can go look at my records. I gave you my name. You can look at my records. Okay. You don't have to have anything in writing from me. I just told you what happened to me.
Is there anything else you'd like us to look at besides your images?
Yeah, I want to know, why is it so difficult to talk to you, sir? You don't represent your company and your hospital very well, I can tell you that.
I'm sorry you feel that way, sir. I've been trying to help you out since we've been on the phone.
Yeah, you talk over me, you're not professional, I can go on.
I don't think there's any need for you to go on.
Alright, so can I expect a call back from you about this?
What we generally do is I'll enter this into our complaint system, and you'll receive a letter in the mail to the address in your medical record. Has it changed since the last time you were at St. Vincent's East?
Well, I'm not asking for that. I'm asking to have this issue corrected, and I want to bring it to the hospital's attention because these mistakes, these happened in your hospital. And if you can't answer these questions, please direct them higher up the authority chain for me.
Well, sir, I can assure you that you reviewed by the highest authority that we can. It just has to go through the process.
So when can I expect a call, or when can I expect some kind of information?
The process can take up to 30 days.
All right. Yeah, you guys need to be more sociable and more professional when you talk to people, because it sounds like I'm talking to you and you're like in an adversarial sort of position, but I've had a lot of trouble dealing with this, and it's not necessary. You guys should be in the business of helping people with injuries, and I don't feel that I was treated correctly.
Well, sir, like I said, I'm sorry you feel that way. I promise you I'm going to look into this. You will be hearing from us in writing.
And this is like real serious stuff. I almost died from this injury.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate you listening to me. And you want to know what happened to me, you can call me back, and I'll read what I wrote down here again, okay? But you guys need to do some work down there, because I think there's some laziness going on down there.
We'll look into it for you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.